what I like to ask is just like, so your specialty is fat loss with people that you work
Mhm.
with, and you made that clear. We're not talking weight loss necessarily, but fat loss. Um, so do you have any just, practical and actionable tips that people can, if they're listening to this episode, take and they say, okay, I do want to, start my own fat loss journey, but maybe I'm not sure where or how to get started. What would you recommend are the first, couple or few steps that people can take that are easy to implement and will
Mhm.
truly set you off on the, at least to start off on the right path?
Yeah. So it doesn't really take a whole lot, right? Like we complicate this stuff because it's like most people complicate it. Really, all you need is a calorie deficit. Like that's bottom line. That's all you need to lose body fat, right? But in order to make sure you don't lose muscle, you want to make sure you're not in too much of a calorie deficit. So, what I would say if you were brand new to this whole thing is track calories for a little while. Like grab my Fitness Pal. It's a free app. Grab my Fitness Pal, grab a food scale off Amazon for $10 and start tracking your food. Now, don't go off of the calorie recommendations that MyFitnessPal gives you, but take your goal body weight, multiply it by 12. That's a good starting point. Go from there. Do it for 4 weeks straight. And if you don't lose any weight and you're not seeing any changes on the scale or in your waist measurements, then you need to adjust those calories or figure out maybe if you were miscalculating those calories, overestimating or underestimating. Um, from there, like get into some strength training, like do some really basic strength training. If you have equipment, cool, use it. If you don't, get on a progression of just doing like 10 push-ups. Like every time you walk through a doorway, do 10 push-ups. Every time you go for a walk with your dog, like when you come back into the house, do 10 push-ups. Like just make it something simple and easy for you to remember to do. And not you don't have to go to a gym, you don't have to get into powerlifting, you don't have to do all this crazy stuff. Like somebody was in my DMs the other day and they were like, I have 100 pounds to lose, I have no idea where to start. And I was like, "Oh, you got 100 pounds to lose." And he was a heavy guy, and I said, just start with walking. Just start with walking. You don't even have to lift weights. You don't even have to do body weight exercises, right? Just start walking. And I was like, "Can you walk for 10 minutes a day?" Because at how heavy this guy was, like 10 minutes a day of walking for him is like an hour of walking a day for us. So I was like, just start with walking 10 minutes a day. And he's like, I can do that. That's it. I was like, yeah, just start with that. Do that for 4 weeks straight. Don't take any days off. And he's like, okay. And I was like, well, let me know when you've done that. And then he's going to reach back out to me about 4 weeks. And then we're going to increase it to 15 minutes a day. And that's it. I'm going to increase it 5 minutes every time he comes back to me after 4 weeks. And I guarantee you, if he is being mindful of how much food he's eating, he's going to start losing weight. And he's with just the most minimal effort. In the very beginning, you can just make the smallest changes, like switch out, sugary soda for sparkling water like LaCroix and Spindrift and stuff like that. Spindrift's my favorite if you haven't had that. Switch it out for sparkling waters, man. Like switch it if you want to have a Diet Coke every now and then. Like just switch out those sugary sodas for something else or switch it out for water. And you're gonna start seeing changes just based on that one small change that you make. So don't complicate it. Take it like one thing at a time. So the first 4 weeks is you like maybe just walking and tracking your calories. Cool. That's all you need to do. Maybe the second month you do walking, tracking your calories, and cutting out soda, right? The third month you do walking, tracking your calories, cut out soda, and like strength training twice a week, right? Then the fourth month you're like you add in hitting your protein on top of that, right? Maybe you do that for a couple months. And then by month 6, by month 7, like you're dialed in, you got a routine and you're killing it. Like you're going to start seeing changes in the mirror. You're going to start seeing changes in your attitude. And now you're in this shit for life because you eased your way into it. You didn't just jump into this really intense, crazy program. Like you ease your way into it, kind of tricked yourself into doing something really easy and simple, and kind of taking your time and not worrying about like getting all the results all at once. So that would be my breakdown of how I would get into this thing if I was like coaching myself from like ground zero.